everyone, my name is Eliza and I'm so excited for us to be online together this weekend.
We're thrilled you chose to be with us. I'm Johnny and I'm excited because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things in the entire world.
What are we talking about? The early bird special at Denny's?
Nope. We're talking about SSM, Saddleback Student Ministries. This series is going to be all about us. Each week, we're going to take a look at what it means to belong to student ministries here at Saddleback, whether you're at Irvine or Rancho or anywhere else.
It's going to be awesome. SSM isn't a place, but a community to be a part of. Whether you meet with us weekly online or hang out with us at any of our campuses, you are a part of SSM. This place is just as much yours as it is ours, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. You belong in SSM.
It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to get started. So before we learn from Kurt, our speaker today, let's worship through song first.
For it is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus. All of my hope is in you. You changed my life and made me brand new. It was your grace that carried me through. You were nailed to the cross and took my sin with you. I know that I made mistakes. That's why I'm grateful for your grace. Grace and love that changed my life. That's why I boast in Jesus Christ. For it is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus. For it is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Your grace is favored, you can't earn it, you can't buy it, you can't lose it, nor deny it, you can't fight it. Might as well try when I think about it, I get excited. Talking about grace and set in place, so we're not perfect, don't deserve it. He says you're worth it, amazing grace, whose love that burns with. Amazing grace to save the wretch like me. Without it, you know this could never be. His grace and mercy always follow me. I once was blind, but now I truly see. I don't ever want to take it for granted. My gratitude is deeper than the Atlantic. Call me Jesus, loving grace and fanatic. Grace made a way, there's no need to panic. Jesus loves you with your junk in your attic. Grace covers you with no wrinkle or static. Grace, 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 I gotta have it. Grace, 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 I gotta have it.
For it is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus. For it is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. But now I see. Whoa, yeah. It is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. We will boast in you. It is by grace we've been saved through faith. I believe, I believe, I believe. So we will boast in you, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Well, hey there. My name is Kurt, and I am super glad that you are joining us this weekend. Thanks so much for being here. Now, I have to admit something. I love SSM. I mean, I really, really love SSM. In fact, I've been involved in SSM for almost 25 years, and I can't think of a better way to spend my time. For me, the only thing better than being part of SSM each week would be being a part of SSM each week while holding a big 32-ounce sweet tea from Chick-fil-A. But that's kind of hard since they're closed on Sundays. Maybe I could write them a letter and convince them. Never mind. This week, we are kicking off a series that we're calling We Are SSM. And during this series, we're going to take a little look and talk a little bit about what we hope SSM is known for. Now, when I say SSM, I'm really not talking about the Student Ministries Department at your campus, the organization of SSM, even though that's technically part of it. SSM isn't an organization. SSM isn't a club. It's a community of people. You are SSM, and together we are SSM. So this series will really take a look at what SSM, you, me, us, what we should be known for. What's our reputation? What do we want people to experience when they come to church and when they run into us day to day at school or on the soccer field or at the movies or at a party? And this week, we're going to take a look at how we hope everybody feels when they come to SSM on a weekend or to a life group or to one of our events or to camp. Anytime they run into SSM, what do we want them to feel? King David's thoughts about going to church summarize how we hope you and your friends feel when you come to SSM. This is what he writes in Psalms 122:1. This is King David, and he says this: I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Lord. You see, King David, he didn't roll his eyes at the thought of going to church. He didn't hit the snooze button 25 times on Sunday morning, hoping that his parents would leave without him. He didn't think church was boring or old-fashioned or out of touch with reality. No, he was glad when they said it was time to go to church. He was glad to go and be with God and his people. And that's what we want for you too. We hope that you're excited to come to church each week, to be with God and his people right here in SSM. And when you're here, we hope that you have fun, we hope you see your friends, and we hope you like the music and the games, but there's more than that. There's something deeper that we want you to experience each week. You see, each week in SSM, we want everyone to feel accepted. We want everyone to feel accepted. Have you ever heard the old saying, variety is the spice of life? Now, what that means is that uniformity is boring. If we all look the same, act the same, like the same things, uniformity, that's boring. But variety is the spice of life. You see, spice adds flavor to food, and variety adds flavor to life. If everybody in SSM looked the same, thought the same, had the same likes and dislikes, had the same skin, eye, and hair colors, it would be so boring. In SSM, we want everyone to feel like they are accepted, that we value diversity. You don't have to act or think or look a certain way or live in a certain neighborhood or go to a certain school to be accepted here. And believe it or not, and this might catch you off guard, you don't even have to believe all the stuff we believe about God and Jesus and life to be accepted. In SSM, we want everyone to feel accepted just as you are. And we want everyone to feel known. We want them to feel accepted and we want them to feel known. Feeling accepted is a really important first step. I mean, when you think about it, why would anybody want to go someplace or be part of something that doesn't accept them, right? But a deeper desire everybody has, deeper than feeling accepted, is to feel noticed, understood, to feel known. And at SSM, we hope everyone feels known. And finally, we hope everyone feels included. Now, we all know what it's like when we don't feel included, don't we? It's that feeling of being on the outside looking in. Have you ever been somewhere, maybe even church, where you feel accepted and you actually feel known, but you really aren't being included in what's happening? That's a terrible feeling. And nobody wants to feel that way. Nobody wants to constantly feel like they are on the outside looking in. No one wants to feel overlooked, left out, or left behind. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of math together. In SSM, we want everybody to feel accepted, known, and included. And if you add those things together, what does accepted, known, and included add up to? Okay, I know this isn't traditional math. I'm terrible at math, but I'm pretty sure it involves numbers, not just words, but go with it, all right? Just go with it. If you add accepted, known, and included up, what do you get? Well, I think you get something that's really, really important. Accepted plus known plus included equals belonging. Belonging. And that's ultimately what we want for everybody who walks into anything happening at SSM. We want them to belong. We want you to belong. But here's the deal. You don't automatically belong to something, right? If you want to truly belong to SSM, there is a role that you play. And right now you're probably asking, I know you are asking, right? This question, what role do I play? That's a great question. Thanks so much for asking it. Well, really quick, here are 3 roles that you can play to help yourself feel like you truly belong in SSM. First, the first thing you can do is show up. Show up. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? I mean, how can you really feel accepted, known, and included? How can you really belong someplace that you're never a part of, that you never go to? Let's pretend I joined a club for middle-aged bald runners, which I would never do because I hate to run. And I'm super young and have tons of hair. But pretend I joined a running club for middle-aged bald runners. I join, and then I never went to the meetings or on any of the runs. Or maybe I only show up every now and then when I hear there's gonna be pizza after the run, or there's gonna be a super duper fun run instead of a normal boring run. If I hardly ever showed up to the middle-aged bald runners club activities, it would kind of make sense that I don't feel like I belong as much as the people who were there all the time and totally into it, right? Look, we know nobody can come to SSM every single week. You have an entire life filled with family activities, sports, all sorts of stuff. But I do think that SSM is worth showing up for whenever you can. We accept you, and we want to get to know you and include you, but it's a lot harder if we never see you. So your part in truly belonging in SSM starts by showing up. But it doesn't end there. Sadly, all sorts of junior high and high schoolers show up to SSM, but they don't quite feel like they belong. Why is that? Well, I think it's because they don't do something else really important, which is jump in. You gotta show up, but you gotta jump in. One of the best ways to quickly feel like you belong in SSM is to jump right in. If you're hanging out in the back of the room every single week with your arms crossed, thinking about how lame church is, refusing to sing, never playing the games, all you do is draw anime on your handouts. Nothing wrong with anime. Nothing wrong with anime. But if that's all you're doing, you're missing out. Jump in. If you don't join us at any of the activities or the events or our camps that we have to offer, you're missing out. Jump in. If you've never gone on a serve day or used your gifts to contribute to make SSM better, you're missing out. Jump in. SSM isn't something designed for you to just attend. It's not like going to a play or to the movies. It's not an event you attend. It's a community that you belong to. So jump in. And finally, if you really want to feel like you belong in SSM, look around. Look around. Show up, jump in, get involved, and look around. Once you feel like you belong, once you feel accepted, known, and included, it's time to help others feel the same way. You belong here. We want you to know that. And we want you to know and embrace the fact that everybody else belongs here too. SSM isn't just for you and your circle of friends. When you show up to SSM, look around. See if there's somebody on the outside looking in, somebody who is showing up but doesn't yet feel accepted. Nobody knows them. They don't feel included. Don't just attend SSM, contribute to SSM by helping others know that they belong here too. The Bible compares the church, or more accurately, the people who make up the church, to a human body. When you think about it, a human body is made up of tons of unique individual parts that function together to make the body healthy and complete. Apparently my hair follicles aren't holding up their end of the deal. Now, here's what it says in Romans 12, 4 through 5. Just as our bodies have many parts and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body and we all belong to each other. SSM needs you. You are an important part of our body. Without you feeling like you belong, this body that we call SSM won't be as healthy as it should be. When people walk into our spaces for the first time or they see our logo on a shirt, one of the first things they ask themselves is, what is SSM? And the answer to this question is the same for every SSM community, no matter the size of your campus or where your campus is located. SSM is communities of young people who want everybody to feel like they belong with us, and we are committed to loving Jesus, living differently, and leading the way for others to know him for themselves. And we'll take a look at loving Jesus, living differently, and leading the way the next few weeks right here together in SSM. But for this week, remember that you belong in SSM, and we want everybody else to feel that way too, which leads us to our thought for the week. This week's thought for the week is simply this: SSM spells everybody. We'll see you around.
What an awesome thing for us to not just remember, but to live. We belong in SSM when we show up, contribute, and include each other.
I loved this first week of We Are SSM. It's so great that we can all call SSM home. I also love that belonging doesn't just mean us sitting on the sidelines, but that we get to be a part of this place.
Totally. I think an awesome challenge for this week would be for each of us to do just one of the things that Kurt talked about. Whether that's committing to watching or attending each week or inviting a friend to join you, let's show up, jump in, and look around.
Awesome. We love you so much, SSM. Thanks so much for joining us this weekend. See you back here next week as we continue on to week 2 of We Are SSM.
See ya.
See ya.